TV.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing tonight? It's your boy DC, and this is Out of the Fog, a local matters bop that goes right across the province and around the world, talking about all the cool people doing all the cool things. Tonight is no exception. First up, we have our girl Elaine from Nia on the Rock coming through. And if you haven't been one of the Mrs. Ropers and Nachos attendees, which is an event that Elaine told me happened and is going to be happening again, you might want to find out about that after. She's teaching and helping and motivating movement in so many exciting and interesting ways, and you're going to hear all about what she's doing for everybody around her. And then we got Rebecca Glandney coming through. Not only is she a massage therapist and works so closely on that side of life, but she's actually an author now as well, who just released her second book and is already teasing the third. So stay tuned. We're going to find out all about what she got going on in her brand new retail space as well. And third up, Nancy's coming through. She and Ian Foster, an incredible local artist, play shows and live life, record albums, and they have two special shows coming up that you're going to want to hear about. One in Burgess, one in St. John's, both fundraisers for the community, which I love. So stay tuned, grab a drink, and meet me back on the couch. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I feel like it's our annual do-up, whether it's the end of the year or the start of the year following. Elaine from Nia on the Rock always comes through and has a lot of amazing things to tell us all about Ageless Grace and beyond, and I'm going to turn it over to you. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thanks for having me back.
Oh my God.
It's fun to sit in this chair and reflect on the year.
Yes, and look forward also, which I love to do.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you a question, first of all, for folks who may be just meeting you for the first time, even though I can't imagine that's the case. But if so, please talk about Nia on the Rock and let everyone at home know what it's all about.
Will do. So Nia on the Rock is a movement practice, and Nia stands for Neuromuscular Integrative Action, and it is a practice that is 40 years old. So I am a Nia teacher. I've been teaching since 2017, and I teach from ages 3 to 103.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, from 3 to 103, that's quite a range.
Yep. Everybody fits, pretty much.
And what got you into this, you know?
Left corporate life, wanted something to do, and my background is belly dance, and then someone said, hey, there's a visiting Nia teacher, you might like this, and I tried it and loved it, and flew to Toronto and did my training, so.
Boom.
Yeah.
Were you always active? Were you always into movement and exercise and all of those things? Or did you find yourself maybe hitting a point in life where those things were absent from your life and you decided to take back the power? What was the journey like for you? Because I ask, you know, because we all come to fitness and well-being in a bunch of different capacities, and some of us have always been type into that, and some of us are really just sort of coming late to the party. So what was your experience?
I'm late to the party. I always wanted to be this graceful dancer, and everyone looked at me because of my height and said, you should play basketball. And I don't think I told you this story before, but I scored on my own net in a championship game.
Rats.
But it's really bad because I thought they were saying, go Elaine, go, and they were saying, no, Elaine, no. And I took 3 shots, and the third one went in. Yep. So yeah, was I, you know, into fitness then? Nope. That was the end of basketball, and I didn't really do anything after that for a long time. Then I hit my late 40s and thought, okay, maybe I better do something.
That's wild. I mean, you know, I think it's interesting because to see you so fit, so full of life, so vibrant, and being a teacher and a mentor to everyone around you under the umbrella of wellness, it's actually refreshing. I think a lot of us are intimidated sometimes that we aren't as naturally inclined as we wish we were, so we shy away from the opportunities to engage with services such as yours. But to hear you say, hey, I wasn't always this way, but I grew, it can remind us that it's possible for us too.
And to let people feel safe in my class and know that if you have 2 left feet, you can do NIA. And you can adapt it to a chair. So I have students that have fibromyalgia, MS, early dementia care, Parkinson's. Like, it works for anybody to come and try it.
And how did you disseminate your service? Is it one-on-one? Is it group classes? Do they come to you? Do you go to them? Is it all the above?
All the above.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what do you feel is a benefit if I'm here, you know, on the couch now tonight, watching you and me, having a laugh, talking about all the things that you do?
Yeah.
And I'm interested in coming to a class. What would I expect? Remove the barriers of insecurity for me. Invite me to this.
Okay, so we'll switch over to Ageless Grace, which is brain health fitness. So that one is all done in a chair. So if you have mobility issues or you're a bit nervous, a bit unsteady on your feet, that one's a perfect one to start with.
Okay.
Plus, it's just fun. It's about having, it's like bringing out your inner 5-year-old kid. There's 21 exercise tools. It's done to music. I like to be silly and have fun. And I think I make people feel at ease.
You do.
Yeah.
And I've seen your class happen because you often have done classes out in community spaces and have people come to these places where things can happen, like Atlantic Place downtown, for example.
Yes, where we met. You were like, what's going down here? So yeah, that's how we became friends.
Yes, it's true. I'm like the weirdo in the corner watching it go down and slinking on up to say, like,
But
what's
you wouldn't come
happening
up.
here?
You wouldn't come up and play.
I
So
know.
you missed out. You missed out
I'm a
on the
watcher.
joy. So yeah, as far as like community spaces, my newest favorite place is at the Bullpen Sports Complex in CBS.
Yeah, AstroTurf City.
AstroTurf City, 4,000 square feet, and our practice is done in bare feet.
Oh, I love that.
So it is just all your 7,000 nerve endings in your feet are like, hello. So yeah.
It's called grounding.
Grounding, yes, and it's just pure fun.
It is.
And makes you want to run around like a 5-year-old kid. And I'm there every Friday at 10:30 in the morning. Shameless plug.
No,
Yep.
no shame in your game.
No,
Tell us everything because we
no.
want to get at you.
Yeah.
Listen, time is flying in our hang today. Talk about the year in review and the experiences that made you feel very proud that you're able to help take care of your people the way that you do with the things that you do.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it's a long list.
I'd love to hear it. That's great. Even a few things.
Yeah, Positive Thinkers Club. I
you did
was
a spot?
invited to speak. I did. And the third time back with the Women's Cancer Conference. I absolutely love standing on that stage, and it's a selfish thing from the energy in the room. These women are incredible, incredible, and I just feel so privileged to be invited back and help them move and find a way that feels good. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And listen, I hope I'll see you before next year. But if things go the way that they usually do, I might see you next year.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's all about joy with us and with you. Check out Elaine, Nia on the Rock, Ageless Grace. Those are the keywords to be Googling. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy DC, Out of the Fog. And guess what? She's back again. And this time with a West End adventure. Chirp is an idea that has become real and has become so impactful and so amazing. And the story, well, I'll stop talking. Rebecca, what's up?
Hi.
How are you?
It's so nice to be back.
I know it is nice to be back, and it's nice to be back with the fashion head to toe as always, and the kicks are kicking it. Love it.
I had to pull out my best game to be able to sit next to you.
It's an honor.
I know how you do.
Well, listen, we do. So thank you so much. Last time you were here, I mean, it was all about the large day out.
It was.
I want to bring us back to an important point that will help make this as great as it can be for the viewers at home. How many of you guys have ideas, and due to confidence or whatever roadblock you may put in front of yourself, you delay and you put it off? Well, here's a story about someone who had an idea and did the darn thing, and the success and everything that's come back is more than you can even imagine. So I'll turn it over to you first.
That's so like
Well,
nice.
it's truth. And I think it's important for people to know that. Like, you know, everyone that I hang out with, they were scared to do the thing, but they did the thing. And things are so amazing because you did the thing.
Yeah.
So it's a lesson there.
Life exists to do the thing.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
So where did Chirp come from?
Chirp came from a Facebook post. So a local designer, our boy Judd, posted a magazine cover that he had just designed, and somebody commented on it and said, "You're halfway to a kid's book." And I was lying in bed next to my nephew who was taking his afternoon nap. He was 2 or 3 at the time, and wrote in my notes app basically like iconic St. John's things that he and I like to do, or that, you know, I did as a kid, waving to the boats in the harbor, those kinds of things. And Judd very graciously, after a little bit, when he realized he was too busy, said, "You can take it and run with it." And here we are.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
How do you go from, I have this idea, to a book?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Because that's a dream for a lot of people, is to write a book of whatever length or context.
Yeah.
But it sounds so daunting.
Yeah, and I think because I wrote it accidentally, and then read it to one of my friends whose opinion I respected a lot, and his feedback was, "Oh my gosh, you're so creative." And I had never thought of myself as somebody who was creative up until that point. And I guess it was the right person saying the right thing at the right time that really kind of gave me that little boost to go do the thing. Yeah.
And then the large day went on.
And the large day went on. So the same day that I wrote Large Day, I actually wrote what is now going to be the 3rd book. But in between there, the 2nd book came to be.
The West End Wanderer.
The West End Wanderer. So I applied for an arts grant from the city of St. John's and very fortunately received it for a small portion of the cost associated. So when I was applying, I kind of thought that I had more chance of getting it if I made it about St. John's, to be quite honest. So the 3rd one will come, but is not about St. John's. We're going outside the overpass for the 3rd one.
Oh, stop.
So yeah. And it, again, like, you know, those kind of like iconic West End things. I grew up in Mount Pearl, so I wanted to give a little shout out to Mount Pearl. Because I've read thousands of children's books to my friends' kids or littles in my life, my nieces and nephews. Wrote the books to be something that I would be okay reading over and over and over and over and over again, and put in jokes for the parents or the adults that are reading the book. So there's a brewery in every book without ever saying that it's a brewery. So the 2nd book has a shout out to Lamb Wash. He goes for supper. And an ode to the Village Mall fountain, because who doesn't love a little hit of nostalgia?
We gotta have that nostalgia.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'll see in the social feeds like a throwback photo of the Village fountain, and I'm like, oh my God, the memory. But then I saw a picture of it in this book, and I'm like, oh, Rebecca.
Took you right back,
I
right?
know.
Sitting on the edge of the fountain, having that Yogenfruz. Come on.
You're so right. Wishing I can like dip my hands and pick up all the pennies, because I'm like 8 years old at this point and I need money, you know? Very cool. And I got to say, I'm very impressed. And now I would love to find out, where can we get our hands on these books?
So there's a bunch of places that they're available. They're all listed on my website. The biggest 2 that I will promote here are Pickles and Littles, which is a baby and maternity store on Pippi Place, I think, over by the Avalon Mall. Okay. And down the road, you know?
Down the road, bye.
And then I am launching in December a retail space, so you'll be able to pick them up there.
Now you done did it now. Because now we got to jump into that. You know, you're an octo-threat, multifaceted, many talents. Yes, a children's book author, but also an entrepreneur. Tell us more.
So I'm a massage therapist by career. I've been in practice for 15 years and running that side of my business and just trying to kind of like set myself up the best that I can for helping the community that I want to help. So empowering people through education, home care. I run a very client-centered business model as opposed to a business-centered business model, which is a little bit different than a lot of the way therapists sometimes set up their practice. But that's been why I've been so successful, because it's really giving people the empowerment and the respect that they deserve for their time, their insurance money, their own money, whatever the case is, right? But yeah, so this new space will actually allow me to combine all my business ventures into one. So I'll have the books in a small retail section that'll help promote other female-owned businesses, ideally, are focused on that. And then a section for me to use as my treatment area that also opens out and can be used to host like small events or my own workshops. We've got a yoga massage class coming up in January that I'm really excited about in the new space.
Whoa, maybe how to write your own children's book. Maybe these are things you will be doing. Who knows?
And like the imposter syndrome is real strong, right? Because
no way.
It took until the second book was in my hands for me to even say with confidence I'm an author.
I understand.
Like, so the idea of teaching somebody else how to write a book is wild, because I did it accidentally the first and third time.
Well, you know, I will say this. It's yes, as long as you keep that lens of being so humble as you are, you're going to be doing just fine.
Thanks, buddy.
In our final few seconds, two questions. Number one, how can folks get at you outside of Googling Rebecca Glandney, whether it's for the therapy side or to engage in the content of these children's books? How do we get at you?
My Instagram is rmgladney and my website is rebeccagladney.com.
Guys, Rebecca Glandney, she's coming for the crumbs. We're talking Chirp's Big Adventure. We're talking about The Large Day. We're talking The West End Wander. And stay tuned for book number 3. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
Welcome back, everybody. So I'm very excited to be hanging out with a homie. We've been hanging out in the musical community and beyond for a long time. Nancy, what's up?
Hi, so good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad that you are here. Now, I will say that, you know, I've been so wowed in the performances that I've seen you and Ian foster, the balladeer, the troubadour, I call him, over the years. And the most recent time that we saw each other, which is crazy how time flies, was in the summer when you guys did the CD release project at Bannerman Brewery, and
Yes.
What a show that was.
It's a great album. So my partner, Ian Foster, who's a wonderful musician, composer, filmmaker, wonderful partner, released an instrumental album called Nerve. It's out on vinyl. You find it at Fred's. And we had a great time at the release for that.
It was
lovely.
magic.
Yeah.
Truly. And you, to me, and Ian, love you. You stole the show.
Oh,
The things
I
that
don't know
you
how
do with that
that's-
mic, I'm just like, wow, that is some like next level talent. So I just want to give you your flowers.
Oh,
here.
thank you. We do a couple of effects with the mic that I get to have some fun with as a vocalist, which is nice because I don't play an instrument that I get to like have a big guitar solo or something. So it's fun to have the effect on the mic. And when he's performing instrumentally, not a lot of words to be sung. So I get to have fun with oohs and ahs, but with the vocal effect, which is very cool. And we may actually use that on a song at the shows I'm here to promote.
Oh, tell me more. Now listen, holiday season is nigh. And we're very excited about the upcoming shows. And you have 2 special ones, and I'm so excited to have you tell me everything about them.
Yes, so we have just a couple of Christmas shows this year, a couple of chances to see us. We are in Brigus on December 1st at Vindicator Press, which is a beautiful cafe and building there if you've never been. And they're hosting that show for us, which is great. And it's a fundraiser for the Landfall Historic Trust in Brigus. They're a great organization. They're out there preserving our history.
Someone's got to do it.
And they have what's called Kent Cottage, which is a 200-year-old cottage in Brigus. That's a great part of our heritage. And they, you can rent it actually if you wanted to stay some time out there, but they also partner with organizations to do residency for visual artists is where it started. And they also do musician residency. So Ian did a 2-week musician residency out there this summer and lived in the middle of the woods, writing music and seeing nature and being in beautiful Brigus. So this is a fundraiser for them, which is great.
That's so great of you guys to be taking part in that and helping them out. I have a little spot out there myself, so I'm a Brigus boy, and I'm so thankful that you guys are helping the community do its thing.
Yeah, well, you need to look up this cottage. You can walk out and see it.
Yeah, I will.
In next summer.
I love it.
And we're also doing a St. John show, hometown show, December 6th at Wesley United, and that is also a fundraiser for them. So they're one of our most historic churches. They do great work in our community, and they're raising money to go green at their church. So they're replacing the old furnace, becoming just a bit greener, a bit friendlier to the environment, and lowering their costs as a congregation.
Are trying to do.
Exactly. So that's a fundraiser for them. Tickets are on sale for both shows now, and all the details. I knew you were going to ask. I'm jumping.
I don't know.
Beating you to the punch.
Was I gonna ask you? Yeah, I was. You got me.
Tickets are at ianfoster.ca/shows. Go to Ian's website, and all the details are there.
Thank you so much. Now listen, we have a minute.
Did I practice? I practiced too fast, didn't I?
No, I think you delivered at the perfect cadence, everything that we wanted at the perfect time. So thank you so much. Now, you know, when it comes to putting off a show in a church, and whenever I've been lucky enough to perform, the acoustics and the energy is just something that is next level over, like, you know, any other venue.
Yeah.
What can folks expect from your upcoming show at either location?
Yeah, well, Vindicator has a lovely room that's kind of to the side of their cafe, and it's just this beautiful space, so we're looking forward to performing there. And you're right, there is something very special about performing in these old churches, especially at Christmas. I mean, any time of the year, they sound so good, and it just brings a special feeling. So at Wesley this year, we have a couple of special guests joining us as well, I should mention.
Excuse you?
So the beautiful pianist David Chafe will be accompanying us on a few tunes.
Amazing.
And he's wonderful.
He is.
And the Soundbone Folk Song Choir, full choir of folk singers, is going to be doing a couple of their own numbers, but they're going to be joining us on some songs, and really just, what more do you want in a church?
Zero things. That's all I want.
It's going to be lovely.
Well, it is going to be lovely. And so listen, we're going to throw, but just to really give the viewers a taste of what's what, talk about the video that we're about to see.
Yeah, so this is the title track from our Christmas album. It's called A Week in December, and which is one of the two original songs on that album written by Ian. And the video, we kind of went really nostalgic. The song is about coming home for Christmas. So the video is full of childhood photos and videos of us growing up. You'll be able to spot me a mile away because I basically look the same but smaller.
Thank you, Nancy. And thank you, Ian. And now we're going to throw to the video. Check it out, guys.
Change in the air that lets me know it's time to buy a ticket home. 7 days at the end of another year, when everyone I know tries to be there, flying over the island in the frozen night. Even the runway looks like Christmas lights. Picked up at the airport by mom and dad, complaining about the drive they had. And I know I couldn't ask for better. I'm back home for a week in December. Now I'm stumbling down Bond on a Christmas mission to your big house with the tiny kitchen. We'll crowd in there and I'll see your face. Puts me more at home than any place. You tell me I'm looking just the same. Do I still like the job? Do I hate the game? I tell you I've been kicking our bad old ways, and you cheers my glass for old time's sake, and we drink a little more because we remember it's only gonna be for a week in December. And I'll be out to see a show, talk over the music to those I know. Someone asks if I like it in Calgary. I say that it's okay, but they don't hear me. Downtown is ready for winter night. Old clapboard and changing lights. We don't have much, but we got this right. The hustle and the bustle to keep it all bright. On these old streets in miserable weather, we got it all for a week in December. Yeah, I got it all for a week in December.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the show tonight. Thank you so much to Elaine, to Rebecca, to Nancy, 3 fearless females who are doing the darn things and making it happen. You know, we talk a lot about creative courage and how much it takes to walk that talk, but if you watch the show tonight, you'll know that by just doing the things that you're making everything around you better, yourself, your confidence, the community, and that's why we love doing this show. So on behalf of all of us here at Rogers, we'll see you next time.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
Sports is life. It's clear cut. Everything's out in the open. There's nowhere to hide. I had to prove myself more than anyone else.
You must be so proud of your son. He's gonna go pro. The sky's the limit.
There's always a winner and a loser.
You cannot reach the sky in broken cleats.
Of course, I always want to be the winner. And I did reach the sky.
Norman Kwok, the first Chinese-Canadian professional football player, still holds records to this day. He retired from the sport in 1960 and later became Lieutenant Governor of Alberta.